مشارق الأرض ومغاربها أجمعين. اللهم انصر إخواننا المستضعفين المضطهدين المظلومين في فلسطين وفي الشام وفي اليمن وفي مصر وفي العراق وفي لبنان وفي الهند وفي جميع أنحاء العالم يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصرهم نصرا مؤزرا. اللهم وحد صفوفهم. اللهم اجمع كلمتهم على الحق يا رب العالمين. اللهم انزل النصر والصبر والسكينة على قلوبهم. اللهم ارحم شهداءهم. اللهم تقبل شهداءهم. اللهم اشف جرحاهم. اللهم عاف مبتلاهم. اللهم اطعم جائعهم. اللهم فك أسراءهم. اللهم كن لهم معينا وظهيرا وناصرا ونصيرا ومحافظا ووليا يا رب العالمين. اللهم عليك بأعدائك أعداء الدين. اللهم عليك بالغاشمين الظالمين الباغين الطاغين المتعنتين المتشددين. اللهم شتت شملهم ومزق جمعهم وأوقف فيما بينهم الحروب التي لا تنقطع أبدا. اللهم أنزل بهم بأسك الذي لا ترده عن القوم المجرمين. اللهم منزل الكتاب ومجري السحاب وهازم الأحزاب اهزم الأحزاب وانصرنا عليهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم انصر دينك وكتابك وسنة نبيك وعبادك المؤمنين. اللهم ربنا لا تجعلنا فتنة للقوم الظالمين ونجنا برحمتك من القوم الكافرين. وصل اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم برحمتك يا رب العالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. اما بعد. الرسول فی الحدیث پڑھ رہے ہیں. علامات النبوت فی الاسلام میں حدیث ہرقل پڑھی تھی. ابو سفیان ابن حرب کہتے ہیں کہ میں شام تجارت کے لیے گیا ہوا تھا. وہاں نبی کریم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا والا نامہ پہنچا تو ہرقل اس کے پڑھنے سے پہلے اس نے دیکھا, پوچھا کہ ہاں کچھ لوگ وہاں کے ہیں. ہاں تو بلایا. کون سب سے قریبی نسب والا ہے, اس سے رشتہ دار کون ہے اس کا؟ ابو سفیان نے کہا میری سب سے قریبی رشتہ داری ہے. تو ابو سفیان کو سامنے بٹھایا, لوگوں کو پیچھے. پھر اس نے ٹرانسلیٹر سے کہا کہ دیکھ ان سے کہہ کہ میں اس آدمی کو سوالات کروں گا اس شخص کے بارے میں جو یہ کلیم کرتا ہے کہ وہ نبی ہے. اگر یہ مجھے کوئی غلط بات بتائے تو تم اس کو جھوٹا کہہ دینا. ابو سفیان کہتے ہیں قسم خدا کی اگر یہ ڈر نہ ہوتا کہ میری طرف جھوٹ منسوب ہوگا تو میں اس وقت جھوٹ بول ہی دیتا. خیر اس نے پھر جو سوالات کیے اور اس کا جو تجزیہ نکالا وہ بعد میں ہے. اس نے کہا کہ ہاں how is his hasab and his position in society among you. تو ابو سفیان نے کہا he has a good position in society, he is from a good family, good lineage, well respected people. Second question was, has there been any king in his family? No, there's not been any king. Have you ever accused him of lying? No, we've never accused him of that. Do the noble and rich people of the society follow him, or the weak and people who are taken lowly follow him? The lowly one. Increasing or reducing? Increasing. Anyone renegades due to anger of his deen? No. Have you ever had battles with him? Yes. How has he been? Well, sometimes he wins, sometimes we win. Has he ever broken his agreement and contract? No, he's never broken any agreement. And then he said, has anyone claimed this claim before? No, nobody in our society has ever claimed to be a Nabi. Then he said to the translator, tell him, I asked you about his position in society among you, and you said he is of a high position, well respected family, and the prophets are such. They are sent among the most well respected people in the society. If you look at all the prophets, Nuh alayhi salam, Hud alayhi salam, Salih alayhi salam, قالوا يا صالح قد كنت فينا مرجوا قبل هذا. Salih, we had very high hopes regarding you. You are from a very noble, high position in the society. And all prophets Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, their parents were the most well-respected people within the society. Hazrat Isa alayhi salam's parents were, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam's mother is Hazrat Maryam alayhi salam. And Maryam alayhi salam's parents were the leaders of Baytul Maqdis. Her father Imran was leader on the gents side, and her mother Hanna bint Faquz was the leader on the ladies side. So well-respected people of the society, and Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was from Banu Hashim, son of Abdul Muttalib, and everybody respected Abdul Muttalib because of the Ashabul Fil Qissa as well. And Banu Hashim was well respected because Hashim had saved the whole Makkah Mukarramah when there was drought and famine and qahat. He fed everyone and everyone respected Hashim. So he is from a well-respectful family. And prophets do come in respectable families. I asked you, has there been any king? You said no. So I deduced from there that had there been any king and his family, then I would have said this man is just making a false claim to take back the kingdom of his family. He wants to regain that position, become king, like his forefathers were. But there's not been any king in your family. There was no kingship and emperors in and around Arabistan. There was tribalism. There were small tribes. Then he said, I asked you about his followers. Are they the lowly ones or sharif ones? And you said lowly ones, and they are the followers of the messengers. Because those who are rich and who are thinking big of themselves, they are too haughty and stiff-necked to follow a prophet. قالوا يا نوح وما نراك اتبعك إلا الذين هم أراذلنا بادي الرأي. They said to Nuh alayhi salam, we only see that those people follow you who are the lowly among us and who don't think properly. We are the thinking people. They've only followed you without thinking. So prophets are followed by the weak people, the soft people, the humble people, the mutawazi and general people. And I asked you, have you accused him of lying before? And you said no. Now, Herakl was very intelligent. He didn't say, has he ever lied before? He said, he asked, have you accused him of lying? Because that is even greater. Because sometimes a person lies. Other times, he doesn't lie, but he is accused of lying. So Nabi Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam never lied, but he was never accused of lying either. So he asked the question, have you ever given him tuhmat of lying? Have you ever thought, had suspicion about him to be lying? And you said, no. We've never accused him of lying. The whole Makkah used to call him as-Sadiqul Amin, as-Sadiqul Amin, as-Sadiqul Amin. Herakl said, I deduce from there that a person who's never lied throughout his life upon human beings can't go on to lie on Allah. You know, if he hasn't lied about a loaf of bread, that yahan par superstore mein loaf of bread is, very cheap, 50 pence instead of £1.50. And you go and it's £1.50 there. And he said, I tricked you. तो एक loaf of bread के बारे में कोई झूठ नहीं बोलता, तो वो अल्लाह पर झूठ कैसे बोलेगा कि अल्लाह ने मुझको रसूल बनाया, Allah has made me a prophet. A person who's never lied on human beings cannot suddenly, after 40 years of his life, just claim to lie upon Allah that Allah has made me a prophet. This is why Allah said, the greatest liars are the ones who fabricate lies on Allah. وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنِ افْتَرَى عَلَى اللَّهِ كَذِبًا أَوْ قَالَ أُوحِيَ إِلَيَّ وَلَمْ يُوحَ إِلَيْهِ شَيْءٍ وَمَنْ قَالَ سَأُنزِلُ مِثْلَ مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهِ. They are the greatest zalims and greatest unjust people. Then I asked you a question, does any of his followers renegade from his deen due to anger upon the deen? And you said no. And that is iman when it enters and mixes with the bashashat of the qulub and the hearts. Meaning, does anyone renegade due to anger on the deen? Do you understand the question? Due to anger, finding faults in there, being angry at it, ghussa. What is deen? This deen? It's stupid, this foolishness. Many of our Goriyas go to India and they go around like Hindus, and they become Hindu, they go to a mandir, they have some nice food, but then they see all the beliefs and they come back and they say, ये क्या है? गुस्से हो जाते हैं. What is this belief? छोड़ देते हैं उसको, नहीं कबूल करते, क्योंकि उस दीन पर गुस्सा है उनको. तो दीन इस्लाम में if somebody enters, then does he get angry on that religion and then turn back? Meaning, someone could turn back based on shahwat, desires, some other reasons. And there were a handful who had done that, maybe you can count on finger. And they went to another area, like Ubaydullah ibn Jahsh, who went to Ethiopia with the Sahaba. And over there, something happened, and he left his deen. So you could count a few people who did based on their personal desires, not due to angry upon the religion they had adopted and due to finding any faults in there or being really angry and displeased with it. So any of his followers renegade due to their anger and displeasure over what they had accepted and admitted. And he said, nah, that's not happen. Nobody ever among them comes back due to anger. And he said, that is the halat of faith. When faith enters the cores of the heart, each and every corner of the heart, it surrounds the whole heart. Bashashatul qulub, the bashashat, the pleasure, the happiness, the joy of Iman. When it enters the heart, there is no question of turning back. And the Sahaba, when they used to declare Kalma Shahadat, then the Iman would be on another level, boost up like a rocket. And all that kufr and shirk is eradicated. The darkness and zulmat of kufr is gone, and the nur of Iman has entered the heart, and they got so energized that they wanted to change the whole world. They wanted everybody to believe. Like Abu Zar Ghifari, he just went to the Kaaba Sharif and he announced, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and everybody beat him up. So that is the condition of Bashashatul Iman. When it enters the qulub, then that there is no question of turning back. I asked you, are they on the increase or decrease? You said they are increasing, and that is the case of Iman. Mu'mineen keep on increasing until everything sets and settles down and completes. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said after 23 years of preaching, Al-yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum al-islam deena. Everything is now complete, perfect. 124,000 Sahaba in and around the Prophet ﷺ in Hajjatul Wada, and the whole Arabian Peninsula has entered the fold of Islam by choice, not by force. So this is the condition of Iman until it completes and perfects. I asked you, have you ever had battle with him, fought wars with him? Yes, you did. And the war is like the bucket which goes up and down, the in and out of the well. Meaning, sometimes you win, sometimes they win. That is how messengers are tested. And then the final ending is this. Messengers, imtihan hota hai, testing hota hai. वो टेस्ट में पास हो जाते हैं तो एंड रिजल्ट उन्हीं का होता है. The final result, the best outcome belongs to them, but there are ups and downs, but the final ending will be for them. In Badr, Nabi Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam won, and in Uhud, the Mushrikeen won, but then in Khandaq, and then here and there, and finally Fath Makkah, and then Hajjatul Wada, and everything has settled down. So he said that is the condition of the prophets. And I asked you, has he ever broken his agreements? And has he ever deceived you? And you said no. And that is the condition of Rasool. They never deceive anyone. If they make an agreement, if they give their word, they stick to their words. They never break that. And I asked you, has anyone made this claim before? And you said no, nobody's made this claim before. Had anyone made such a claim, I would have said that this man is a copycat. He's only copying what was said before him. He's not genuine. But since you said that no one has made this claim before, that means he is genuine. He's not copying anyone. And then he said, what does he tell you to do? Well, he tells us to pray, namaz, Allah ke samne ruku, sajda, dua. And he tells us to give zakat, charity in the path of Allah. He tells us to do sila rahmi, join relations, be nice with all relatives. And he tells us to remain chaste. In the other riwayat, يَأْمُرُنَا بِالصِّدْقِ as well. He tells us to speak the truth and أَدَاءِ الْأَمَانَةِ and to fulfill and pay the trust. Then he said that if what you've told me is true, then this man is definitely a prophet. And I knew that he was about to emerge, but I never thought that he would be from among you. But now he's come, he's there. And I thought he would be from among us, Bani Ishaq, not from Bani Ismail. So he realized that Nabuwwat has now transferred from Banu Ishaq to Banu Ismail. In Banu Ishaq, all the prophets. In Banu Ismail, only one prophet, Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But one is weightier than all the others. So I knew that he is coming. I never thought that he is from among you. And had I known, I would have reached him. Had I known that I could reach him, I would have loved to meet him. I'm in such a position, I can't travel now. Because I'm Hercules, he's the king of the Christians, the Byzantine empire. I can't go. If I was able to travel, I would go. And if I was with him, I would wash his feet. Washing feet means khidmat karna. Koi kisi ke paँव dhota hai. Nobody washes the feet of anyone. But he's saying, I would wash his feet. I would do his service. I would be his khadim. I would love to be his attendant. And his kingdom will reach this land which is beneath my feet. And then he brought a call for the letter of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which was read out. Here the hadith has been shortened, but the letter was very simple letter. Best letter a person can write. Bismillahir Rahmanir Raheem. Min Muhammadin Rasulillah ila Hiraql Azimir Rum. أما بعد فإني أدعوك بدعاية الإسلام أسلم تسلم يؤتك الله أجرك مرتين فإن توليت فإن عليك إثم اليريسيين ويا أهل الكتاب تعالوا إلى كلمة سواء بيننا وبينكم ألا نعبد إلا الله ولا نشرك به شيئا ولا يتخذ بعضنا بعضا أربابا فإن تولوا فقولوا اشهدوا بأننا مسلمون. بس that's the letter. पूरा यही खत था. बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. मोहम्मद रसूलुल्लाह की तरफ से हिरक़ल अज़ीम रूम को ये खत जा रहा है. हुजूर ने रिस्पेक्ट किया. इला हिरक़ल अज़ीम रूम, the great, the majestic ruler of Romans. इससे मालूम हुआ कि अगर हम हमारी क्वीन को योर मैजेस्टी, किंग को योर मैजेस्टी कहें तो ये शिर्क नहीं है, क्योंकि हुजूर ने खुद उसको अज़ीमुर रूम कहा है. तो लेटर लिखें किंग को तो योर मैजेस्टी लिखना चाहिए, रिस्पेक्ट करना चाहिए. फरमाया इला हिरक़ल अज़ीमिर रूम अम्मा बाद फ़इन्नी अदउका बिदिआयतिल इस्लाम. I am calling you with the invitation of Islam. Aslim taslam. Embrace Islam, you will remain safe. Safe in dunya, safe in akhirat. And yu'tika Allahu ajraka marratayn. Allah will give you your reward in two folds. Because you were already following Nabi and you will follow me. So your ajr and reward for Iman will be multiplied twice. Double reward. You will get more reward. يُؤْتِكَ اللَّهُ أَجْرَكَ مَرَّتَيْنِ فَإِن تَوَلَّيْتَ. If you turn your back and refuse to accept, فَإِنَّ عَلَيْكَ إِثْمَ الْيَرِيسِيِّينَ, then the sin of the farmers and those who follow you, the laborers, will go on you too. Because they will refuse to believe because of you. So their refusal sin will go on you as well. So if you believe, you will get double reward. If you disbelieve, then others who disbelieve because of you, their sin will go on you too. And then he wrote the ayat, Ya ahlal kitab, ta'alaw ila kalimatin sawa'in baynana wa baynakum. Come to a word, a statement, which is equal and same between you and us. And that is, Allah na'budu illallah. We worship none but Allah. وَلَا نُشْرِكَ بِهِ شَيْئًا. And we associate not unto him. وَلَا يَتَّخِذَ بَعْضُنَا بَعْضًا أَرْبَابًا مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ. Some of us do not take others as Rabb and Lords, leaving aside Allah. فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا فَقُولُوا اشْهَدُوا بِأَنَّا مُسْلِمُونَ. Then if you turn your back, and then if they turn their back, then, O Muslim, you say, اشهد بأننا فقولوا اشهدوا بأننا مسلمون. You bear witness that we are Muslims, we are submissive to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, surrendering ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a short letter. Herakl respected this letter. He called for a nice silver tube and rolled it up and put the scroll in there. And then he let Abu Sufyan go. And when Abu Sufyan was going out, there was so much noise in the parliament. And Abu Sufyan was saying, لَقَدْ أَمِيرَ أَمْرُ إِبْنِ أَبِي كَبْشَةٍ إِنَّهُ يَخَافُهُ مَلِكُ بَنِي الْأَصْفَرِ. Ibn Abi Kabsha's matter has reached great heights. Even the Roman emperor, who are yellowish in color, that emperor also is scared of him. He fears him. And then what happened was, Herakl wanted to show some obedience, so he gathered the leaders and the the priests and the bishops of the Christian empire. And he told the soldiers to lock all the gates. And then he gathered them. And he had that, platform like they have in church. And he appeared from that platform and they were all down there. And he said to them, Ya qawm, hal lakum fil falahi wal rushd. Do you want success and correct guidance? I feel you should follow this Nabi. And they all said, Fahashu haishat al-wahash. And they fled and they ran like jungly animals running around, wild beasts. But they found that all the doors were closed, locked. So they had to come back. And Herakl was there. Now, he said, okay, calm down. I was only testing your faith, how strong you are. No, we will remain as we are, we will remain Christians. And you are very strong, I am happy with you. And they said, yes. And they fell in sajda to him. And this was the final ending of Herakl. He preferred the kingdom and dunya over iman and akhirat. So he died as a kafir. He knew deep down his heart, like he said over here, فَإِنَّهُ نَبِيٌّ. Indeed, he is a prophet. He knew it, that he saw all the signs. He was a very clever person, but cleverness does not make you wise. Sometimes you can be clever but not wise. He was clever but not wise enough. Had he been wise, he would have been like Najashi. Same thing happened to Najashi as well. He was Christian and his people did not let him believe, but he had to work his way around it. What he did was, he put he put Quran Sharif or paper Quran Sharif inside his coat and inside the pocket, and then he came on the people. People, what about believing Muhammad? No. That's okay. I am also believing on what is in here. He had in his hand Bible, but inside the pages of Quran. And he was referring to the Quran. And they were happy. And what he did was, slowly he demoted himself. He put another person as the king. And he himself secretly remained a believer. And he showed the obedience. And he gave up kingdom in order to be a believer. He wanted to come to Medina Munawwara to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, was unable to do so. He sent his son in a ship with lots of gifts and everything, but the ship fell into storm and his son drowned. This is why when he died, Najashi, in the year 9 after Hijrah, Nabi Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam informed the Sahaba and prayed his janazah in Medina, that your brother Najashi has died in Ashama in Ethiopia, Habasha, let's pray his janazah. He went out into Musalla al-Janaiz. They formed rows behind him and he prayed the Namazi janazah ghaibana. But that was not ghaibana because the curtains were removed and he could see the janazah of Hazrat Ashama Najashi. So this was Najashi and this was Herakl. Herakl did not believe. Hercules remained on his own belief. Later on, he came to fight with the Sahaba. In the time of Abu Bakr, Umar, he sent armies to fight them. This shows that he was not a believer. So this was his final thing. So this is how Alamatun Nubuwwat fil Islam comes to a close. And tomorrow, inshallah, Babun fil Mi'raj. Mi'raj ki hadithes hain. Lekin mere khayal mein we'll leave Mi'raj Hadith because we talk about it in Rajab. So we'll go on to the next chapter inshallah. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Waaye sax bu ma bëgg ab bon lakti doon tàggi yow.
لا إله إلا الله سيدنا ونبينا وشفيعنا وحبيبنا وسندنا ومولانا محمد رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا إله إلا الله 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 لا إله لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا إله لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا إن الله 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 لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. الله والله 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 لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. الله 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 لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. يا رب صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم، هو الحبيب الذي ترجى شفاعته لكل هول من الأهوال مقتدم. الله حاضري الله ناظري الله معي الله حاضري الله ناظري الله معي الله حاضري الله ناظري الله معي.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك. پروردگار عالم محض اپنے فضل و کرم سے ہمارا ٹوٹا پھوٹا ذکر قبول فرمائیے. اللہ ہم نے کیا ذکر کیا، آپ نے ذکر کروایا، آپ نے توفیق عطا فرمائی، ہم آپ کا شکریہ ادا کرتے ہیں. آپ بہت مہربان ہیں، بہت کریم ہیں، بہت دیالے ہیں، بہت نوازنے والے ہیں، بہت فضل و کرم والے ہیں. ہمارے ساتھ خصوصی رحم اور کرم کا معاملہ فرمائیے. تمام ذاکرین اور ذاکرات کو اپنے محبوب اور مقبول بندوں اور بندیوں میں شامل فرمائیے. اللہ سب کی ساری ضرورتیں خزانے غیب سے پوری فرمائیے، ساری مشکلات آسان فرمائیے. پوری امت کو ذکر کرنے والی بنا دیجیے، پوری امت پر سے غفلت کو ہٹا دیجیے، پوری امت کو ہدایت نصیب فرما دیجیے، پوری امت کو رجوع اللہ نصیب فرمائیے، انابت اللہ نصیب فرمائیے. حقوق اللہ اور حقوق العباد پورے ادا کرنے کی توفیق نصیب فرمائیے. یا اللہ ہر قسم کے کلفتوں سے، پریشانیوں سے، مصیبتوں سے، فتنوں سے پوری امت کی حفاظت فرمائیے. امت کے تمام مریضوں کو شفا عطا فرمائیے، خاص طور پر جنہوں نے دعا کے لیے کہا ہے، لکھا ہے، چاہتے ہیں کہ دعا کریں، ان کا ہم پر حق بنتا ہے ان کے لیے دعا کریں، سب کو شفا کاملہ عاجلہ مستمرہ اور دائمہ نصیب فرمائیے یا اللہ۔ تمام مرحومین کی مغفرت فرمائیے، خصوصاً غزہ میں جو بیچارے روز مرحوم ہو رہے ہیں یا اللہ، اور کتنے شہید ہو گئی اور ظالم دندناتا پھر رہا ہے، پروردگار عالم ان کے شہداء کے خون کو بیکار نہ جانے دیجیے اللہ۔ شہید کا خون رنگ لاتا ہے، ہمیشہ تاریخ یہ بتا رہی ہے، آپ نے شہید کے خون کو قبول کر کے انقلاب برپا کیا ہے یا اللہ۔ شہیدوں کے خون کو قبول فرمائیے، ان کی قربانیاں قبول فرمائیے، وہاں کے حالات کو درست فرمائیے، فلسطینیوں پر خصوصی رحم فرمائیے، مسجد اقصیٰ کی حفاظت فرمائیے یا اللہ۔ مسجد اقصیٰ کے شہید ہو جانے سے بچائیے یا اللہ۔ دشمنوں کی جو اسکیمیں ہیں ان کو فیل فرمائیے، ظالموں کے حق میں ہدایت ہے تو نصیب فرمائیے، نہیں ہے تو یہ کہ ایک ظالم بدماش گنڈے لچے لپنگے کو عبرتناک سزا عطا فرمائیے، اور ان کے شر سے نہ صرف مسلمانوں کی بلکہ غیر مسلموں کی بھی حفاظت فرمائیے، اور پوری دنیا میں امن اور امان، چین اور سکون اور پیس والی فضا قائم فرمائیے یا اللہ۔ جہاں الیکشن ہے وہاں پر بھی خیر کے فیصلے فرمائیے، ظلم کرنے والوں سے حفاظت فرمائیے، عدل اور انصاف کرنے والے رحم دل حاکم نصیب فرمائیے، اور یا اللہ ہر جگہ عدل اور ایمان قائم فرمائیے، ہمارے اکابر پر اپنی رحمتیں نازل فرمائیے، زندہ اور مرحومین پر اپنی رحمتیں نازل فرمائیے، سب کی ساری محنتیں کاوشیں قبول فرمائیے، ہمارے حضرت کی خبر پر کروڑوں رحمتیں نازل فرمائیے، حضرت کے درجات بلند سے بلند تر فرمائیے، حضرت کے احسانات کا آپ کو بہترین اجر عطا فرمائیے، حضرت کے تمام اداروں کی اور پوری فیملی کی، بچوں کی، سب کی حفاظت فرمائیے، خالہ جان کو بھی صحت اور عافیت کی نعمت سے مالا مال فرمائیے یا اللہ۔ اسی طرح شیخ یونس صاحب اور حضرت پیر صاحب سب کی قبروں پر رحمت نازل فرمائیے، اور یا اللہ ہمارے جو اکابر حیات ہیں ان کی زندگیوں میں برکتیں عطا فرمائیے، حضرت مولانا بلال صاحب کو ہر طرح سے صحت اور عافیت و تندرستی عطا فرمائیے، ان کی ساری محنتیں قبول فرمائیے، مولانا ہاشم صاحب کو شفا عطا فرمائیے، مفتی صاحب کو بھی دروس کو قبول فرمائیے یا اللہ۔ ہمارے سب اساتذہ کو جزائے خیر عطا فرمائیے، ہمارے ماں باپ کی قبروں کو بھی جنت کا باغ بنا دیجیے، نور سے بھر دیجیے، حیات ہیں تو قدر کرنے کی توفیق عطا فرمائیے، ہمارے بیوی بچوں کو نیک بنائیے، صالح بنائیے، آنکھوں کی ٹھنڈک خوشی کر دیے، حافظ عالم دین کا داعی خادم بنائیے، ہمارے تینوں اداروں کو قبول فرمائیے، جو حضرات محنت کرتے ہیں، خدمت کرتے ہیں، جس طرح سے بھی یا اللہ تعاون کرتے ہیں، روز اول سے کرتے چلے آئے ہیں، سب کو اپنی شایان شان بہترین بدلہ دنیا میں بھی عطا فرمائیے اور آخرت میں بھی عطا فرمائیے، اصحاب کو ہر طرح سے پیس آف مائنڈ اور سکون عطا فرمائیے، ان کی ساری ضرورتیں پوری فرمائیے، ہماری ساری مشکلات کو بھی آسان فرمائیے، ہر قسم کے ٹینشن سے حفاظت فرمائیے۔ ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا انك انت التواب الرحيم وصل اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه اجمعين برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين۔ اشراق کو تو دیر ہے ابھی تو